I don't know.
I don't
Gonna
know
find out.
It's not for me.
because we have never streamed on YouTube before, but it says streaming, and it says quality is excellent.
Excellent.
That's what it says.
Maybe it needs like.
It's the only thing that's quality here. Let's
Whoa, whoa.
No, you haven't.
No, we've got quality reactions, bro.
We're here. Hello, hello, everybody. If there's anybody here, I don't have it. Are you guys looking at? Is there like numbers?
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
looking
it's
at
live.
it. It's not live.
Yeah, it's
I don't
live.
see-
No,
Yeah, it's
now
live.
It's live. Now it's live.
Yeah, it's live. I got it. Here we go. Chats are up. Ovals. We got ovals.
Mine says I don't have any. I don't have any chat. Oh, maybe I have to sign into chat.
Oh yeah, I don't have any chat as well.
Hold on, hold on. I'm signing in.
Okay, I'm clicking on. Oh, here we go. Okay.
Skittles, there's a lot of quality here. Quality.
There's so much quality. Oh my
Hey,
god, I got
Skittles.
two-factor authentication. Yes,
Oh
it's
my
So
gosh.
weird.
Do I
It's
get to
so
pick?
weird, like-
Yeah, there we go.
This reminds me of the olden days on Twitch.
Yeah.
Just need to load
Live
up
chat.
the
There it
old
is.
Rocket League. Yep, Skittles is here.
What's up, Skittles?
There's like, should
What's
we
up,
check the
Christy?
quality?
Huh? What'd you say, Blue?
Should we check the like? Should we ask them if the quality, the sound quality is good?
Yeah, is the audio good? The levels look
Hi,
good on my
Christy.
side. We're doing pretty good.
Doing good. A little nervous, if I'm being honest.
It's Friday. She got her Heisenberg shirt on.
We're a little nervous.
They are.
What's up, Stu?
I love the name. Mr. Pid. Mr. Pid, comma stew.
Hey, Big Mata.
Oh, the party's showing up.
You broke your sink faucet. At least it wasn't a water heater. Yeah, that's good. And quick
Everything
freeze.
sounds good. Sweet. Kevin
Alright,
with the
good.
streaming.
Okay.
Audio's
I was
perfect.
just about to
Nice.
say, at least it wasn't your water heater.
Yeah, no kidding.
They should go through. I would do the edit for all the like Breaking Bad in like 1 hour, and then add like every single time water heater was said.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I
it's
wonder how
probably
many
Oh my god.
times.
It's
It's
just
like,
clip
a
like
lot.
it's like water heater, water
every
heater, water
episode,
heater, water heater.
for like
Every
5
episode,
minutes.
no?
Water heater, water heater, water heater. Just everybody who
That
says
would
water
be-
heater.
God,
That would either
that would
be-
take a long time.
Pretty entertaining or boring. I don't know which yet.
It'd be funny for the first 15 seconds of the
It'd be funny to
30-minute
us.
clip.
I mean, I'd probably laugh the whole time.
Yeah, Kevin.
So yeah.
It's probably gonna be always Kevin. Like the whole clip is Kevin. Just Kevin saying
Water heater, water heater, water heater.
water heater.
I'll
Maybe-
throw in
maybe
a,
Well,
one
we
KT
said water
one.
heater a lot.
Yeah,
Ah,
we did.
pop in a couple of
Nice
water
big
heater
mana.
comments.
There was a
Howdy,
lot of.
yo.
We said also a lot of tight. Remember when it was like in the beginning?
tight. Tuco.
Yeah.
Mr. Salamanca. Oh, so do we want to just start talking, or do you guys want to ask questions?
Any questions to start out? Well, we did
Give
have
us some-
one.
Well, we had the
in
one in the in the community
yeah.
Oh yeah, in the
post.
comment.
It was, who do you want to live
Maybe you
next
saw-
door to?
Maybe you start with that.
Yeah, go for
You
it.
guys wanna? Wait, do you think? Wait, Kevin, can you? I don't think. Can you type the question in the
I can.
Oh,
I can copy and paste it.
can?
Let me find it.
like maybe so that the who's watching can see what question we're.
The agenda of the live session, pretty much just to hang out, and if you guys have any questions, so what about the show, what our thoughts, and just kind of hang out with you guys. We've reached over 1,000 subs now, almost at 1,100, and just thought we'd hang out with you guys and have a kind of a face-to-face ish.
Yeah, just gotta talk
Face the
about
words.
face to words. Just talk about Breaking Bad. Here it is. Here's the question. Hold on.
Nice, Big Mana. Thank you for showing up. We appreciate
Bye.
it.
Thank you.
See you later.
Bye. See
Should
ya
we-
for El Chameleon.
El Chameleon.
I feel bad if like we answer this question and Mr. Mark Gump misses it because he's the one who asked
yeah.
it.
Is there a Mr. Gump in the house?
This should go to video on demand as soon as we're done, though, so it'll be there.
Oh, so I'll be able to see it. Okay. All right.
think
So yeah, I'll paste the comment in here. It should come up with garbage reacts. Let's see. Here we go. Yeah. There we go. There's a question. So it's of all the main characters in Breaking Bad, who would you want to live next door to, and why?
Any why?
It just
I
says
think
and
most
why.
of our
Oh,
answers are gonna be the same. But go
it's
ahead.
supposed to be and why, but
Yeah, I think Tom should start because, because the people haven't seen Tom react, so they need to like hear him answer some questions.
it's true. You had to be stoic the
I can go
entire
first.
time. You got to go ahead and jump in.
I
at
tried
the
to
end.
be stoic. Spoiler guy. Spoiler guy. I would probably, if I had to pick, probably Mike. Good guy, Mike. You know the neighborhood wouldn't mess with Mike, so you'd be in a safe area. Mike would help with anything. And he's just an overall good dude who protects meth dealers and runs their business.
An overall good dude.
He'd probably tell you to put the music down at like 11 a.m. or 11 p.m.
Him and I could just sit at the table and eat pimento cheese sandwiches, which, that would be our thing.
Pimento cheese. That's disgusting. There's olives in pimento, right?
Principal Carmen, Jesus.
Principal Carmen.
Sure, Walt would love that. Walt, what are you doing?
Is it my turn? We're gonna go in order.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
I would live next door to Hank because I would be his Schrader Brow tester on every
That's my pick
batch.
as well.
That's a good one.
My pick as well.
I would hang out
100%.
with Hank.
Like free beer and so many police stories. That's crazy.
What's up, zombie? Yeah,
Hey, zombie.
I also
Welcome.
like Skinny Pete and Badger seem like fun, and so does Jesse seem like fun to hang out. But I'm just really not into meth. So I don't know. They kind of would rub me the wrong way. They seem like fun people to hang out, but I don't know about the whole meth thing. Can we hang out without meth, please?
Talk about Star Trek.
Talk about it. That'd be fun.
Star Trek story.
Same for me. I think it would be easier to say who I would not want to live next to than who I would want to. I mean, I think for their own reasons, they all would be interesting. But I think they would probably scare me. If it was now, I would probably say Skylar because she needs a little support. I'd help her with Holly. But, yeah, like they all like kind of come with their own little risks that I don't want near my home.
You guys could share a panini.
Hey, quick freeze. Yeah, that was kind of a nod at you guys who know what I'm talking about, so don't spoil it.
It's too late now. Now we know pimento
No.
sandwiches has to do with Mike.
No, well, I mean, of course it does, but you don't know in what regard. So
And
just
what's the
spoiler
like
guys.
pimentos.
Spoiler guy strikes again.
God damn it, spoiler guy.
Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Katie. But...
Oh no, that was pretty much it. I would probably say Skylar. She seems the most low risk at this point. Hopefully she gets acquitted and can live quietly out her days.
Do we find out in El Camino? I mean, like, spoilers and all. But, like,
Yeah.
do we get some sort of closure with Skylar in El Camino?
I don't want to know.
Okay, never mind.
Blink twice, Tom.
Yeah.
Tom,
Don't. No spoilers on El Chameleon coming up, and obviously Better Call Saul. That's gonna be the next year and a half. So
I'm so excited.
How did
So
it
excited.
how did it become El Chameleon? Like I said it once by mistake, and everyone's like El Chameleon now.
You said it more than once, but they only...
Yeah.
I don't think that
It's
even got in the recording. It was from pre-recording
yeah.
of El Chameleon.
The other good thing about having Hank as a neighbor is that if you ever have a problem and the answer's right in front of you, he won't steal your thunder.
Oh my god,
Just saying.
bro.
Blue.
What I
who's-
am hoping for El Camino is some closure, though. I will say I don't want to know, but I'm hoping we get a happy ending. But I don't know.
El Camino
Anyway.
coming out. The plan is for it to be released next Friday. So we
Came
took,
out like in 2019. No?
yeah, we took 1 week off because we were on vacation. Katie and I went up and we visited Tom. You know, you saw Blue. He was there with the sun in the community post. But we took a week off. But our
Yeah,
plan is we haven't watched it yet, and our plan is to watch it this weekend and get it edited and out next Friday. And then the Friday after that, we will start Better Call Saul.
It's true.
Yeah, so we haven't seen El Camino yet.
I'm
So please
excited.
don't spoil that.
Blue, who you
Yes.
living next to?
Oh, I agree with you. It's gotta be Hank.
So
you
we're
know,
g-
like
Well, are we gonna be roommates?
bro, like
Bunkies.
I mean, free beer, you know, police stories, like hang out. Like I think it's gonna be like he's fun to hang out with.
I think Hank
minus
could
the-
grill a good burger.
I was just about to say, I bet
Exactly,
you he
yeah.
is quite the grill master.
He'd be like, Kevin, you're burning the shit out of it.
And then
I'm
he
sorry,
can leave
Hank.
Brian, bro.
I'm sorry, Hank.
So yeah, that's the that's who I'm going for.
What do we got? Another question? Throwing food names and foods to confuse us? Don't confuse us.
Pimento cheese with off-brand Ruffles chips from Albertsons.
Ugh. Wait, the green beans were from Albertsons.
I know. Anyways, do we have any more questions? Do we just want to give our thoughts on the series? Do we?
I thought it was freaking fantastic. I loved it. I thought the finale could have been. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I was expecting more of like some sort of twist or some sort of like craziness. But it was really good in closing like all the loose ends, tying off all the loose ends. Is that the saying? The only thing is what's going on with Yule? He's still sitting on the couch waiting for his food.
I know he's just still waiting for you.
See, I think it was done purposefully to show like a contrast. Like he went into it kind of quietly and he left it quietly. And I think like the whole 5th season was nothing but like, oh my God. And I think it was just to like, as it was a little like emotionally frustrating because you were like wanting this like big explosion of an ending, but I thought it was perfect. I thought it was a thoughtful gift given to invested viewers from the writers. Like I think that was like a thank you to everyone who had been watching that whole time to not leave these like huge questions. And I think like the way Walt died, it was I think it was perfect.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I liked there was a lot of closure on the all the stories. Everything was pretty good except for there's the open ending. Obviously, Jesse drives away in the El Camino,
Yeah.
and then what's gonna happen with the whole investigation against Walter White now that he's dead, and Skylar, and Flynn, and Holly.
Yeah, I thought the ending was very good. I mean, like I think I said that there's no way that he's going to prison after all that he's been through, so he's probably gonna die. But like the ending was very nice, and someone said that he died in a way that there's a cross, the crossfire, like he's in a like what do you call it, the
Like a ricochet,
yeah
line of
so-
fire.
yeah, so I think it's perfect. Like the ending was, I think you can describe it as satisfying. Like it was good. It was a good ending, and I can't believe that they were planning. The plan was to kill Jesse like season 1 or like season. I cannot imagine the show without Jesse's character. Like it's crazy to think that.
No, yeah, like most of the show is that relationship between Walt and Jesse, that constant battle of I care, but he's also Junkie Jesse and
He's a really, really, really talented actor. Like, and I
Yeah.
loved his arc from like this really like flamboyant, and happy, especially in the clothing and the way that he speaks, all the way down to like this really like melancholy. There's nothing I can do. But then at the end, he's like manic, driving away laughing.
He's
Yeah.
like the Joker, bro. Became the Joker.
oh my god, that Quick Freeze says there's a Colombian copy called Metastasis. You guys have got to go watch that. It
What
is
is that?
so freaking funny. Metastasis.
Or
It's like an exact copy.
metastasis,
It's like a
cancer.
it's like a yeah, it's like a D level. It's so bad, but it's like a direct copy, like exactly.
I
Okay.
definitely want to watch it now.
It's
And
Breaking
it's-
Bad from Wish.
Check that out.
It's like Timu and Wish teamed up to create this trash. I mean, it's
Breaking
bad.
Bad at home.
We have Breaking Bad at
That's
home.
so funny.
Breaking Bad at home.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw someone said that like they did the opening for the last season with the gun, and they didn't know exactly how they were gonna go for it or go with
Yeah.
it, and then that's ballsy to go ahead like by that time. I mean, the series is huge. At like for the end of the series, like they planned that 5 was going to be the end. Was that the plan?
I'm not sure.
What if they planned that was going to be the end, and then they wrote like the opener, and then they like wrote it on the fly? I mean, that's some pretty good talent, because there's not very many holes in that story. It's pieced
Yeah.
together very, very well, and then it closes off really good. Like that is. I mean, that's not the way to like write an epic ending. To just
That's
freaking go out and fly by the seat of your pants. But they did it.
Yeah.
They accomplished it.
I think it goes to show, like, it shows that the writers really knew these characters. And it was almost like they were following the character and not, like almost like Walt and Jesse wrote it. And they were like, okay, you want a gun there? Fine. I don't know what you're going to use it for, but like,
Yeah.
sure, okay. And like, it does. It almost feels that way. They just, and then, for some palate cleansers, I was looking at some interviews, and they all really did seem to be like very close to their character. And again, that's all due to the writing. So you can really just boil it all down to amazing writing and how well they all knew their character inside and out.
Yeah.
And that one scene where they had like the flashback with Jesse and Walt in the Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, I forget whether it was you, Tom, who said it, or somebody commented that like that was the last scene they filmed for the series, and like you could see that like Jesse was very, kind of like heartbroken about it. That they had
Yeah.
to retake the scene multiple times too. I think somebody
yeah.
commented that.
I don't think it was me, but somebody definitely said that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Bringing Gretchen and Walt back into the writing was brilliant, dude. When we were like when Gretchen, I think I don't know if it was me or Katie who had said that like Gretchen leaves after that cafe scene, after we find out about like why Walt left Gray Matter, and we were like, well, is that the end of them? And somebody had like commented, or Tom had said like, oh, there's a little scene, and then they had the little scene on the TV, and I thought that was the end of it, and then the last episode, all of a sudden he's in there with the money.
Yep.
But then Katie called out a couple of teenagers with laser pointers.
Yeah.
So
Well,
funny.
and then it was when it was Skinny and Badger.
Bro,
I was
I
like,
laughed
close
so
enough.
Yeah,
I
close
laughed
enough.
so hard. And that's like it's crazy that scene is a lot like you can remember it. Like if you remember the last episode, of course you're gonna remember the scene with the gun, but that scene is also like in your head.
Rank the
Ooh.
antagonists of the series.
Ooh, oh God, Gus got to be number one for me. I love how Well, I guess Walter White. You
Wait,
could count as the
yeah, I was gonna
antagonist,
say,
but-
are we counting Walt or no?
Yeah, Walt
Because
definitely
I mean,
freaking counts.
Yeah, because but Waltz is tough because like he's kind of like a gray area between a protagonist and antagonist.
uh,
Mostly antagonists.
the,
They portray him. They try to portray him as like a good guy. Maybe Todd. Todd might be the worst antagonist.
Well,
he might be. I mean, he's definitely
and
the
his
most
crew.
like sociopathic. I think Todd is way more evil than Jack.
I think Todd is above Gus, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
Bro,
I think
like, fuck.
Well, how
I
are we
think
rating
Gus
the
was, like-
antagonists? Are we rating them as like evil or like
S tier is so evil.
Like
A
how-
tier is
how
is
good of a
like-
bad guy are they?
Maybe like if he's like if he is bad but not like children using or children killing or this bad, he's like a B tier or a C tier. But for example, Crazy 8 is B tier, maybe. Like he's not. I mean,
B tier.
I would
Crazy He's like a D.
in regards to just favorite
Agreed, Clint.
antagonists, I would go Walt, Gus, Todd, Tuco, and then Jack. Who am I not thinking of? Jack's not really. I mean, he's an antagonist, but
He's just not really like main focus. Like he's just like
Yeah,
the
he's-
leader of the Nazis.
that's the order I would go.
hey, 30 people, guys. Hello, how are you?
Oh, wow.
There's
Guys,
30
just-
people?
Yo.
Thank
Oh
you.
my. Thank you for being here.
Oh yeah, Joe wrote that in the future they're gonna have a Breaking Bad spin-off with Holly, an aspiring chemist, and Kaylee, a disgruntled cop, team up to cook, finding Jesse Yoda style to teach them.
You missed it.
I'd watch it.
He called it Breaking Blue.
Breaking Blue.
No,
oh my
it's,
god,
it's
that's
I think
hilarious.
it's called Breaking Bad. Oh,
Well,
hey
Blue.
cousins, what's up?
It's funny.
Misha.
Crystal Palace is the name of an England soccer team.
Yeah, well,
Football team.
when I was growing up, Crystal Palace was like the $9 handle of vodka you could get at the liquor store, which we could get. We had to get somebody else to get, but like as the cheapest, the bottom shelf vodka that you could get.
Yeah. It's nasty. Ugh.
Todd and Lydia definitely. Lydia, like I don't know, she's like a sociopath too. So yeah, I guess you're right. Like she
Yeah,
didn't
Lydia.
really care at all about how her business and what she did affected anybody. She was just calculative. I mean, I guess she was maybe like a merge of Todd and Walt. Like she was really, really, really smart. And she always tried to come off as like nervous and hesitant, but I don't think she ever really was. I think she's just like
Yes.
I don't know. It's hard to explain. She's like how
Yeah,
I
when
don't
it
know,
comes to like you said, people, the consequences of her actions, she didn't care. But there are times, like when, like she seems scared. Some of the times, like when they've got her handcuffed to the table, and they're calling Hank's office to see if she is like informing for them or working with them. She seemed pretty upset.
yeah, but I'm
Like-
wondering if it's just a play. Like she's just faking it. I mean, obviously they don't give that away at all, but she seems pretty like a sociopath. Like Todd. Todd was played
Lydia's
like he
from
had
Scotland.
Asperger's. I mean, that makes sense. He's not evil. He's just like, yeah, he's just going through the motions.
Yeah, he definitely gave that air. I think I think Todd was kind of meant to be or at least to me, he seemed
Keep going,
like
Todd.
a contrast to Gus. Like Gus had restraint, Gus had boundaries. Like he got done what he needed to, but like I don't know. We've had this conversation about whether or not Gus ordered the murder of that little boy.
I think
And I think it's possible that he didn't. Like I just think like Gus was, or I'm sorry, Todd was to show like if you could cook and be completely detached from like what they would be capable of. And honestly, I'm glad he was taken out because I feel like he would have gone on to be really messed up.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Mark's here. I told you we did your question first. You said you went back to the start. Yeah. It's Hank from me and Blue were apparently roommates. Katie's living next to Skylar, and Tom, who are you hanging with?
Tom, it's Mike.
Mike, man,
Tom's
Mike's,
hanging with Mike.
Wow.
Mike's the neighborhood watchdog, bro.
No, I would love to live next to Mike too. I just, would we even become friends? And if we're not going to be friends, then there's no point. You know what I mean? I don't see him making friends with his random neighbors, and that would be the fun.
What do you think is Gus's history in Chile?
He used to plant ricin and
Yeah, he grows
distribute
rice,
them. And
rice
he
and
grows
beans.
ricin and distribute them.
I mean, there's
in all of-
there's a lot of kind of pointers towards that, like the guy he was with that got killed in the pool was, like his boyfriend, his lover, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe he was outcasted or thrown out by that, like by his family. I don't know. There's not much history at all. We don't get much about his acquaintance that gets shot at the pool, but we know that it was very, very shocking for Gus. What happened in the past? How did he get into the meth business? I don't know. That's tough. I want to say because of his partner, but maybe he was always calculating and doing illegal things to like for his income or something, or he thrived on that and then he brought his partner into it and then his partner ended up getting killed from it, and maybe that caused more trauma and anguish for him. I don't know. That's a tough question because there's not really too much information about his background in Chile. Do we get more information in his background in Chile?
In Better Call Saul, I don't know if I don't remember, and if I did, I don't really want to give anything away. About the only background we have is that Hank can't find any information on him, and he chalks it up to bad government bookkeeping. But just that he was a Chilean national, and with no record. I mean, I'm trying to think. They don't really go into anything. Just that he immigrated in whatever, I don't remember the year, but
I'm only basing this off of the fact that I think Gus. There were a few scenes that made me feel like Gus kind of related to Walt and Jesse a little bit. So I want to say, like, he probably got into it much the same way they did. It was just like an idea, and they had like a slight connection where like Jesse knew how to do it and like had a couple people who could sell initially. And I think like it just grew because Gus was good at it, and then Gus got really good at it when he lost his partner, and then realized that he couldn't have anyone close to him because that's what happens, and that helped him to succeed in it. So I think it was kind of like serendipitous, much the same way as it was. I don't know what Gus's cancer was, like Walt got into it because of his diagnosis. I don't know what his was, but I'm sure it was kind of similar to that because I feel like Gus related to Walt.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Sorry, Blue, go ahead.
I think that it's crazy to think that every character in Breaking Bad deserves like a series that's focused on him. You can do a series about Gus's past, you can do a series about Mike's past, you can do a series about Skyler now, and it's so like it shows how much it's well written. Like when you can just imagine all the scenarios you can, that shows how much the show is like it's great, you know.
Yeah, the characters have a lot of facets, like different. None of them are like perfect, and none of them are like perfect protagonists or antagonists. They're not like they all show a lot of human traits. You know, they have their flaws, and they have their good points as well. But I think they did a really, really, really good job of developing even some of the minor characters.
Hey, look, it's Karen C. I know her. Of all the people who were unalived in the show, who would you bring back and why?
Easy.
Ooh.
Easy. Mike, without question.
Mike, I would have gone for
He shouldn't
Hank.
have died.
I would go for Jane, for Jesse.
Oh God, so
Whoa,
many,
whoa,
only one.
Wait. Let's just we're all throwing out answers structured. Come on, guys.
Such a good question. Like,
Kevin,
that question
Kevin, you
is
go
awesome.
first.
I think Jane. I don't think Jesse would have gone ahead and maybe they would go to rehab together, and then like it doesn't quite get like Jesse was always kind of searching for some sort of like real relationship, which is why I think he attached himself to Walter. You know, he's got Skinny Pete and Badger, but they're kind of like flaky. I mean, Jesse's flaky too, but I think Jesse's got a lot of like potential. And yeah, maybe, you know, Jane introduced him to heroin, and like Jesse was kind of like her reason. I don't know. I think if they both got help and were together, I think that they could have been things could have been a bit better for Jesse, and maybe he would have never even gone as far as it did. So I would say Jane.
Katie?
Oh, you know, as much as I want Mike back, I really do. I want Mike back. Andrea.
Thank you. I was like, everybody's forgetting about the innocent.
Like, she literally, that's what made me think of it. I was like, he shouldn't have died. And then I was like, wait, Andrea shouldn't have died. Like, she should not have died. So Andrea, yeah. I miss Mike, though. It would be tough.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Derek's here.
Maybe like you could have, you know, you can't say that like save the children, the two children that died, but like there's
know,
also
you
like
can't
the
just
guy
save
on
one.
the kid on the bike and the one who was distributing the meth, like
Tomas.
Yeah. There's so much death in the
So-
show. That's a really tough
yeah.
question.
yeah, it's like the little kids, you know, like I think those are the ones that shouldn't have died. I mean,
By
Andrea is
saving-
also like,
Save
what
Brock
did she do?
too. Save two lives
Yeah.
for one.
Yeah.
I don't want to miss any comments. We're kind of falling behind a little bit. Lydia's freak out over her daughter not finding her body and thinking she abandoned her was a great way of showing a character's trauma and hinting at a backstory without explicitly stating it.
Yeah, that's a
point.
good point. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That might explain why Lydia is always so like tense and jittery and nervous,
Tense.
like almost
Yeah.
like a child.
That never even occurred to me. This
Who
is
is
the
more-
turning.
This-
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Katie.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I went because there was a good question. Who is more of a psycho, Todd or the twins?
Oh God.
Jeez, we don't have backstory into Todd's. We had the scene with the backstory into the twins of what their childhood was like, where fucking Hector like tortured the one, and he was like,
Drowning him.
yeah, pretty bad. We don't have any backstory to Todd's. So it's hard to tell. Like the twins'
I
personality
mean,
and
they killed
evil
with an
could.
axe.
Yeah, but their
So
personality and evil
that's
could
pretty
have
good.
been like nurtured. Like they were raised that way and taught that way. Todd could just be born pure fucking evil. He could just be actual evil, like evil incarnate. But it's tough when you don't have so much backstory to judge on. So if we're gonna go by that, I say Todd.
Well, Jack was his uncle, right?
Yeah.
That's
So
true. And
Yes.
chances are he had much the same upbringing as the twins.
So,
Yeah.
but do you think that if the twins were under that bridge, would they have killed the kid?
ooh, I don't know. They might have more. They might be more like lawful evil. Where like I think Todd's like chaotic. He's not quite chaotic evil because he just doesn't do random things.
I think they would have shot that kid just like
They
Todd,
would've?
but
I
they
kind
just
of
Yeah, they
think
both
they
might
just
be-
wouldn't have
They
waved.
both maybe they wouldn't have waved, right?
Yeah,
that's-
no.
But that's why exactly Todd is more psychopathic because like who waves before he kills a kid?
And then took his tarantula.
Yeah, I took a trophy.
Because tarantula, that's so true.
Yeah, but so
Forgot
the,
about that.
I don't think
The
the
twins would not have
cousins-
taken the tarantula.
Yeah, they would not have. So yeah, I just so still Todd. What do we got?
What was the biggest plot hole for me? It was season 2, episode 2, when Hank visits Jesse's mom while looking for Walt. He mentions going to Jesse's house and nobody was home, but didn't register the RV sitting there.
Did anyone look at the plate?
Plot
Big
hole
it-
means that like something that we the writers missed. That I'm just
When Hank visits Jesse's.
Yeah, he goes over. Remember, he goes over to the house and the RV is sitting there. And he bangs
Yeah.
on the door, but he never ran the plate for the RV, and so it would come back with I don't know. Like why? I don't know. What would the police go
Well-
over to a house and then just be like take notice of all the plates?
Wait,
I don't-
when
is
when
that-
he went over to the house, that was after Combo died.
yeah.
I'm still in don't say that, it's a spoiler mode, sorry. So he at that time did he know the RV was I don't think he knew he was looking for an RV yet. Right?
No.
Because he
Sure.
hadn't seen the ATM footage from that gas station, right? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, it's hard. I'll have to watch it a couple more times before those things really stand out to me.
Oh, I see. Yeah, like he saw it. Yeah, I see. I kind of see. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to rewatch it again for the 18th time.
Yeah, because right now I can't think of any plot holes. Like
The
off the top
plane.
of my head, nothing.
The
yeah, same
plane.
here.
The freaking plane is the biggest plot hole. The planes, two planes crashing into each other over the top of his house. Come on.
They were basing it off of something that had happened, though.
They were. And one of the guys was Walter White, right? Wasn't it related? One of the pilots' name was
Yeah.
Walter White or something like
Yeah.
that? But I think it's a bit of a stretch.
Kevin still can't let this go.
That's a bit
After
of,
a
bit
three
of a
seasons,
stretch.
let's go.
Bit of a stretch. I mean, did you see the weather? It's really clear. It's very clear out there. For the planes to crash into each other right over the top of Walter White's house. I mean, it's got to blow up over somebody's house. I get it, but yeah, it's a little bit of a stretch for me. It works into the story. It works, but
Yeah, I think you at least got to watch it like a couple of times before you think of any plot hole. Maybe Tom knows some, but like I think from watching it once, I don't think it's like
Yeah, I've never
I
really
think you
dug
can-
in and tried to find plot holes, to be honest. But
yeah.
Gamer says they don't explain how Walt's cash flow from Gus was undiscovered, but practically everyone else in the organization was under police surveillance.
Mm.
So I'm trying to think. They knew Mike worked for Gus, so that's understandable that he was being under surveillance. They knew Saul was the lawyer, skeezy lawyer, so it's understandable he was under surveillance. but I don't think they have it. Do they have any? They don't have any ties, any reason to think Walt's involved, right?
That's true.
Oh, I see. Sorry about the comment about the RV. He would have remembered seeing that exact RV when he went there to the junkyard. Sorry, go ahead.
I thought that happened.
Oh, I
I'm
see
just-
what he's saying.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So like,
Wait, but when he went to Christian Ortega's house, is that? Oh no, he's talking about Jesse's mom.
yeah, when he goes, I don't know where when he no, it was
He
Combo's
never
house.
saw the
When
RV. At
wasn't the
Combo's.
RV in the driveway?
I don't know. I'd have to go back and look. I thought they had already been cooking a ton in it by that point. He wouldn't have taken it back to Combo's house.
I don't know. It was so long ago.
Yeah, I don't know. That was season 2. I'll have to go back and look. That's interesting.
Spigmana's got a good one. When
Yeah,
looking
that's-
for a new place to cook meth, they ruled the food place due to unannounced FDA inspections, but Gus was based at a chicken farm for his.
Oh my
That's
god, that is a good plot hole.
True, that's a good one.
That's a very
Yeah.
obvious plot hole. Jesse just wanted that tortilla.
Not to mention that Gus transported the meth in food trucks.
That's true. That's
Yeah,
also true.
that's a
I mean,
very
it could
good
be
plot
pretty
hole.
pretty well hidden, but
Food
you know,
RVs.
but you still expect like Gus to like weigh the sauce and the displacement of the meth in there. Like they're not gonna go in there and dig with a ladle. I mean, maybe they would.
Yeah, you think they might just temp it, make sure it's temperature, I don't know.
It's tough. I mean, it's TV. Like you just can't do everything right. I mean, they did almost everything right, except for the 2 liters of oxygen, or 2 grams of oxygen, right? Didn't they say when one of the was it the cousin that was brought in or Hank was brought in? It was 2 grams of oxygen. Put him on 2 grams of oxygen.
Yeah. Oh, that's yeah. Yep.
That's when Katie, were you like 2 grams is it's nothing.
That's not how
Well,
you measure it.
No, it was
that's-
more. It was
yeah.
like 10 grams or something. Well, no. I'm sorry. It was 2 grams because I was like, well, they would probably have that oxygen tank wide open on like a,
Yeah.
gunshot victim like that. And if they're just putting oxygen on them as they are walking into the hospital, that ambulance company needs to be looked at. I feel like that's something that, should have been done on the way en route to the hospital. They certainly have the capability to do it. But I think it's funny because, I just think it's funny that all the hands that it went through, like none of them caught that and said like, oh, like I knew somebody who was on oxygen and it wasn't grams, it was liters. Like, oh, let's change that real quick. Like
Yeah.
how many hands it passed through. I think it's funny.
Yeah, they
Oh,
missed something like it was very minor too. It was a really easy thing, but maybe that's why they missed it.
We missed a question. It wasn't. It
Read it
was someone said Mike's my favorite character in the series. That mixture of I can't say that word and being jaded spoke to me at so many levels. Which line of his was your favorite?
Mike's, just fucking let me bleed, Walter.
Yeah, yeah. Just let me die in peace.
That was an amazing line.
I think it was Walter.
Wait.
Just let me bleed,
Wait, can we
Let me
just
die in peace.
something like that.
say our favorite lines in the entire series? Like,
Ooh, I don't know.
what was yours? Like, what line is your favorite line? In the
Dude, that's
series?
hard, dude. That's a lot of episodes. with
I've-
Great lines.
Really like tight. Tuco is such a
Tight.
character, man.
I
Yeah.
ain't no skank.
Right.
No skank.
Damn, I don't know. That's hard.
Drop a comment. What's your favorite line as well, so that we can.
I mean, a lot of people probably say I'm the one who knocks. I mean, it's a very iconic.
Yeah, I'm the
line.
danger. That's I'm the danger. That's a
Or say my name,
Say my name.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Or who's a blowfish? Like,
It was a blow.
and what?
Who's a blowfish?
I forget that line completely, but that was another
Oh, it's so funny.
funny moment.
Or when they're in the RV and they're about to die from dehydration, he's like, "You have a plan?" He's like, "We're gonna build something." He's like, "A robot?" Or when they're first cooking and he's like, "What is conductive?" And he holds up the copper and he's like, "Whoa, why?" Yeah, there's a bunch of them that are good.
I mean, it's about
Oh,
100
that's
lines
so
in the
good.
series, but every
Yeah,
time Jesse says
I
bitch,
watched Jane die. Yeah, I watched Jane die. That's oof.
Dude, that's
Pretty
That
much
was
anything
personal.
Saul says is quotable.
Oh, that's true.
Walt Jr. asking
Mr.
about
White is the
breakfast.
devil. Yeah.
he is the breakfast king. Yeah,
Robot?
robot. Yeah, that's right. You said it yourself. A robot. So funny. Cow house, yeah. Over there by that cow house. You know.
Crazy.
Another
The
plot hole.
cows.
Walt asked Carol to check out the house before entering himself to chase off Gus's guys. The kitchen would have had all of the bomb-making materials on the counter. Huh. That is another plot
Yeah,
hole.
sorry for your loss, bro.
Mm.
Oh my god. Not
Yeah.
nothing. That it's not personal. Did he say that before he shot?
Yeah, he shot Andrew.
Mhm.
Yeah, he
But
was
yeah, the
sick.
sorry for your loss after Hank gets shot is
Yeah.
it's like somebody's grandma. No, it's not.
Yeah,
Just
he said it like he was like Dennis the Menace. Like, sorry for your loss. Like it was like
Yeah.
almost this like childlike kind of like sincerity. It's like what was that movie with Macaulay Culkin? The bad brother or the
Oh, the
other
good-
brother,
the
good
good
brother,
son?
the good
The
son.
good son?
That's what yes.
something like
I
that.
only know
He's
Home Alone.
almost like he's almost like that. Like
Yeah,
just
fucking psycho.
yeah, he was yeah. Sicko.
That's a lot of iconic lines. I swear.
God, such a good show. I
It
can't wait for
is.
bed. So I was on Reddit today, and there was a post on there of like what series finale is an absolute like 10 out of 10. And so I clicked on it, and I was like, oh. I was like, I want to see if Breaking Bad's in here, and I scrolled down, and somebody said Better Call Saul, and I was like, nope, closing that.
And I'm gone.
Oh
And,
my.
So
I'm
really
out.
looking forward to it because
Outie.
there
And I
was
do agree with that person's.
there was a
success.
there was a lot of updates on that thing because it was like near the top, and I was like, what did I get myself into? I can't. But I spent a whole year trying to scroll through social media anytime I saw any Breaking Bad
I know.
character. It was like, no.
Yeah. Some of us weren't as lucky, but like,
Yeah, Blue knew about Hank.
yeah.
It's disappointing. I would have been very disappointed too. We all thought
Yeah,
that maybe
so-
we were like maybe Gomi dies and Hank gets out.
Well, it's funny
Well,
because you guys were like super worried, and then the episode ended in the firefight, and I think Katie was like, "Oh, okay, thank God, Hank's fine." And I'm like,
Yeah, because I thought that if he was gonna die, it would be at the end. I was completely thrown off that he died in an intro. Like
Yeah.
that still bothers me. Like I thought well, it doesn't bother me. I think it was perfect because I think everything that this show is really good at making you feel exactly what the writers wanted you to feel. So I do think on a degree they wanted the optimistic people to be like, well, maybe he's still alive. And then the pessimistic people be like, well, something could still happen. And like, I don't know. They were just very effective at making you feel like precisely what they wanted you to feel.
And I liked how you mentioned at the end when Walt kills Jack, he kills him mid-sentence in the same way Jack killed Hank mid-sentence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was so happy I did that. I was so happy. Like no, you can't understand. Like when Tom focused on me, like in the video we uploaded, I was literally dancing because I was so happy that Todd was, you know.
Todd was dead guy Todd now.
Yeah, he's probably like he's up
GGT.
there, man. He's up there with the most like evil characters I have seen like in series.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Joe said,
sorry, go ahead.
yeah, go ahead, Ken. No, I was just going to
I
read the
was-
same thing you are, I'm sure.
No, I was gonna talk about like I remember the first time seeing Todd when they do the fumigation thing, and I was like,
Oh, yeah.
I was like, he's gonna be an important character. He seems like a good guy.
Yeah, it's like, what the hell?
I was way off on that one.
Way off. Joe writes that Katie thought Hank was going to be fine, but then calls Todd's exact death all the way back in season 4.
It wasn't exact. I thought it was going to be.
It was
bleach.
pretty exact.
But,
I
like-
made it. Okay,
pretty good.
it's a matter of like 3 feet difference. Like,
But I think sometimes I get clouded by my emotion, and I think sometimes I say things I wish would happen. But I honestly do, though. I think they just manipulate the viewer very well. Like, I just thought in my head, well, he's been through enough, and he's always like he's so good at his job. But like I don't think Hank had a way out of that situation. But I feel like in a way he could have played that slightly better. I don't know if it would have gone differently for him. Probably not. So I guess it doesn't really matter. But I don't know. I just didn't expect Hank to respond like that. I thought he would find some way out of that. For sure. Todd, on the other hand, that shot of the leash is what got me. I was like, oh, no.
Well, they definitely showed
he's dead by that.
They showed the chain. Like he was still killed him. Jesse still killed Todd by what he was chained up with. Like that was definitely intentional. That shot of the lead that Jesse was on. Because right after that, then they show the picture of Andrea and Brock, and then Andrea gets killed, and then Jesse kills Todd. Well, I mean, he gets the opportunity to kill Todd because of Walt's whole scorched earth plan, but like it's definitely intentional. That's their foreshadowing is constant, and I bet there's 100 of them we missed.
Well, somebody mentioned there was foreshadowing in the picture that Hank took of.
Oh yeah, Tom
yeah.
said that. I think
Yeah.
Which
And so,
picture?
like,
Remind me.
if it was there,
it
Yeah.
was the picture of someone when he shot someone. I think was it Katie?
yeah. Now
Yeah.
I can't think of what were they doing there. Who is it supposed to be? Oh, God. I'm drawing a blank. Help me out, Tom.
I can't. Wait, is it the?
I don't. I'm trying to think of what picture.
Oh,
It
You're
was
talking
at
about.
the end
No,
when
it's-
Hank
yeah,
was
yeah.
working with Jesse.
I remember it was when Jesse was laying down and Hank like he took a picture of him as if he was shot in the head and
Yeah.
dead.
Oh
on the
yeah,
ground.
and put the cow brains on the kitchen floor.
That's
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
So
Gotcha.
yeah,
Gotcha.
so there was like some foreshadowing there, but again, like you know what? I remember. I knew that Jesse was MIA throughout that whole scene, and for some reason, and I don't know why, I thought that Jesse was gonna figure something out, and like I don't know what he would have done, but I thought in my head he was gonna figure something out, and I think that's why I didn't see Hank's death coming, because he was MIA. So I'm like, oh, he's got to be doing something. He's got to be trying to think something through.
Oh
And
yeah, you
poor
mean
little-
he's hiding under the car?
Yeah, poor little thing was
he's
hiding
doing
under the
something.
car.
That's for sure. Nothing.
Yeah, so I think that's why I was thrown off. But I'm sure if I had paid a little more attention in previous scenes, I probably could have caught that was going to happen.
This is a good question, Derek Moore. What do you guys think about the depth they gave to Hank's character by contrasting his confidence in his little job with how small he felt in El Paso? I think a lot of men can relate to such promotions.
So Hank's got something backstory, right? He's got something that's like he does have this, especially in the early seasons, like this facade of where like he's like this, you know, big tough guy. But we learn later that he's, you know, We don't know why
It's a
he
front.
puts that on, but that
Yeah.
it is a front, and that, you know,
I
he's
would-
actually a really decent human being.
Yeah, I would say that's the contrast that I liked the most, or not liked the most, but appreciated the most, was how he would go from these intense panic attacks to snapping into whatever he needed in order to like he went to great lengths to hide it. I feel like that's run of the mill parenting style. Like if you were to look at how Hank was raised, you know, I don't know if they give any information. I doubt they do, but I would imagine maybe Hank's dad was also a police officer or DEA or some sort of, you know, position like that, and he was just kind of raised like you don't cry, you don't show that you're scared, and had a lot of like positive reinforcement to be that way versus, you know, so I think that's like a common, like I don't think he was, I mean some could maybe call it abuse, but like I don't think it was like abuse per se. I think it was the way that he was raised, and that you would almost hope or wish that he could grow through that and show his emotions, because I feel like I don't know how much of a help Marie would have been, but I think like he could have definitely used the support if he knew how to reach out and get it.
I have a couple things. So I recently changed occupations in the last 2 years. I had worked in the same field for 15 years, and in that field, I had become like not super high up, but somebody you can count on, somebody who knew the answer to every question, and like I was the guy you could go to. And then I switched to a completely different field, and going from being the guy who can do anything in the place to completely the new guy not knowing anything was pretty rough. Like that's a hard adjustment. So I kind of empathize with Hank. And the other thing is, you guys are talking about Hank. There's one thing that bothered me about their writing, and I brought this up to those guys, I think, is Hank is this like whatever, he's an alpha male, he's putting on a front, whatever, but he's a good dude. And when he talks to Gomi and says, well, if Jesse dies, we'll get to see it on camera or whatever. That I feel like that was the biggest misstep in the writing I have seen
That's true.
in the whole entire series. Because to me, are we allowed to cuss on live stream? I don't want to.
Just say fudge.
Is that a thing? There is no fudging way that Hank would say that. The Hank that I picked up from, there's no way he would just sacrifice somebody's life so he could catch somebody.
I think
It was to me.
yeah.
Every time I watch it, I'm just like, ugh, they could have left that line out. But anyways, I just had to say that.
That's 100%. I agree with that. But then yet again, you can argue that it's his obsession with the Heisenberg case and his trauma that he faced when he knew that all like every time he was looking for Heisenberg, he was right in front of him. I think he's gone mad with the idea that he was so like, I'm not gonna say stupid because no one could have thought of that, but like he was played, like he was so angry that I think that he lost his sympathy to anything that has to do with Heisenberg. You know, like it was a maybe a traumatized reaction. I think that line wasn't Hank that's talking. It was Hanksenberg.
Hanksenberg,
Yeah.
yeah.
I agree that it wasn't Hank talking. I feel like somebody brought up, and it's an excellent point, how he took like those gag pictures with Gonzo. And
Yeah.
I think that it's more of a example of Hank disassociating from the situation, because I mean, like, he clearly has awful anxiety, and in certain cases you just turn off. Like, you have to like just turn that part off and be that seemed to be his like coping mechanism. was to joke about it and act like it wasn't a big deal, but internally it was like a huge deal. So
Yeah.
I don't know if it was him not caring or him going crazy. I think this was Hank just disassociating from, like, I think he genuinely didn't want to see Jesse die, but it was certainly a risk that was going to happen. And you know, in his mind, like, that was just him shutting off to, like, feeling about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree with
But
you on that.
Yeah, but it was surprising to hear him like say that. It was surprising.
Remember when he went to that new job, when he was like, "This is the chance I got, Marie. I'm gonna go," and then he goes there, and then he's in the office, and he makes the joke about the whatever the figure is on there. It was some sort of like racist Hispanic joke, and then they're like go out and they're out in their field, and what's his name, the freaking turtle guy. He gets his head. They put his head on the turtle. Tortuga. And
Tortuga.
and like then there's that huge the explosion, and like Hank's just like can't handle it.
Yeah.
You know, Hank's he's a tough character because I mean I'd like his arc. So like he was big huge alpha male, but you know they just slowly build in, you know, how he goes to help Flynn, and you know, like with when he gets shot by the cousins, he's in the hospital, and you know, and then he goes down into like depression and like I'm never gonna get out of here, and then you know Marie gives him a hand and he gets out, and you know, and then the Heisenberg thing, and like he gets more motivation again. But I agree also, like that line about killing Jesse. I don't think that's real Hank. I like what Blue said about like that was Hanksenberg. You know, his
Alter ego.
the shit that he's been through, trauma, I guess you call it, like the shit that he's been through, like manifested in this. Like this is not really what Hank actually believes.
Spigmana wrote, I can't recall, did you guys pick up on why Gus walked away from his car in End Times after when Walt was trying to bomb him?
Because he didn't poison Brock, and
that's exactly
he kind of put it together that somebody had poisoned him, and then he thought, who could have poisoned him? And
was it Jesse that said something? Here. It was Jesse that said it to him? He was, I remember being in the hospital. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're talking in the little what do you call it? The little cathedral or whatever it's called inside the church. What are those called?
Oh, inside the hospital?
Chapel. So
yeah.
They're talking inside the chapel, and Jesse tells him that he was poisoned, and Gus says, "How could this have happened?" And I think at that point he's like, "Well, I know I didn't poison him, and now I know there's something going on right now," and he immediately went into oh shit mode. You know what I mean? Like I don't have. I usually have all my chess pieces in a row. Something came out of nowhere that I don't know about. I'm now in uncharted territory, and he went into shutdown safe mode. That's how I read it.
God, and he walked out into the parking garage and was like, "I'm in a very vulnerable position."
Yes, exactly.
It was the perfect mix of like wolf and rabbit, like knowing when to fight and knowing when to run away, like get out. You know, like he had very good instincts.
Oh, that's a good question.
And that's how
he
got as far as he did.
Yeah, Gus was an amazing character.
How many characters in the show never did anything immoral?
Holly.
Yeah, but she's not capable.
Well, and Walter Jr., do you consider him trying to get booze
alcohol,
in front of that cop? Is that immoral?
We shouldn't have done that.
That's just Holly.
A little bit. God.
Holly, Brock. You got Brock, right?
Yeah, did Brock do anything immoral? I mean, Tomas did.
Yeah, Tomas did. Andrea did. She's doing drugs, but I think Brock, Holly.
Holly, who's it? Holly.
That might be it.
Has Walt's boss? What was his name?
Oh, the tortoise. He didn't do anything immortal. He was just as much of a victim.
Oh, Bogdan.
Yeah.
Ah,
I'm
the
sorry,
car
but those
wash
eyebrows
guy.
were immoral.
I don't
Definitely
know.
immoral.
He was
The
quite a
eyebrows,
douche
bro.
boss.
His eyebrows are immoral.
They were bushy
That's
as
funny.
fuck. Oh, sorry, I cursed.
That's fudge.
As fudge. Yeah, I don't know. How many characters? I mean, all of the ones that were extras.
Yeah, probably.
None of the main
Like the
characters
guys on the
except
plane.
for
The
the
guys on
kids.
the plane that crashed.
Jane's dad didn't really do anything immoral, right?
He shouldn't have gone to work that day.
Yeah,
When you have a
again,
job
got
like
drunk,
that, he should not
and he
have
was
gone to
stressed
work that
out.
day.
I don't know if you can.
But that's not
that
immoral. That's just that was just a mistake. That's
Oh,
not.
yeah, exactly.
So yeah.
So wait, I have a question. What do you think is the main reason for Gus's death? Like, what do you think is the because in my opinion, it's Mike's absence. Like, I think Mike's absence is the main reason for Gus's.
What do you mean? The main reason that Gus died?
I agree. Like, so I actually, I'd have to think about it, but I don't think that that's wrong. Like, Mike was shot and recovering in Mexico, and he's the one that essentially ran the security for Gus. And he does a lot of don't do this, don't do that, Gus, consulting. And with Mike being out of the picture, yeah, I think that if he hadn't been out of the picture, he might not have been in that situation. Maybe, but I mean, that's just a thought experiment.
That is true.
But that's like a consequence of why he's vulnerable. That's not the reason why he died. Like, just because Mike wasn't the reason he died. Is
No, it's not
Walter
the reason,
wanted to
but
fucking kill
it's a
him.
possibility
No,
that
like,
it could have
Fudge
been
and kill him.
avoided.
Yeah, it's like it's a very big factor, that caused this.
I know, but if Mike were there, do you think he would have picked up on the bomb any faster?
I think he wouldn't. I think he would have advised Gus not to go to. He probably would be like, "Hey, I'll go talk to that old piece of shit," like something like that.
Probably would be like,
Well, Gus had visited him a bunch of times. He was never advised not to go. What was different that time?
Well, he'd be like, "Because Walter's been here, you shouldn't be here."
Oh,
That's a great Mike.
That's a great Mike.
Fantastic, Mike.
Yeah.
Wow, I thought he was in the room with us for a second. Walter.
Hugo, I don't think was. I mean, he's still protecting a sleazy lawyer, so I gotta disagree there.
And he did play a major role in getting Brock poisoned.
Yeah, that's true. And Mr. Archuleta, the janitor at Walter Jr.'s school, I mean, I would actually agree with that. I personally don't think smoking weed is immoral. In fact, it's legal in most states now, or a lot of states. And he didn't do anything essentially besides get ratted on. And he didn't even. I don't even remember what was it. Oh yeah, it was the mask. They think he stole the meth mask.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I would say, at least in the series, he had a record. But I agree with you. During the series, the janitor guy didn't do anything either.
Yeah, so it's always side characters. All the main characters are immoral in some way.
Carol, Walt's neighbor, she probably was.
She was helpful.
She's still a side
She was
character.
like, she went right over there. She was like, sure, I'll help you out. Yeah, she was probably pretty good.
I don't know what all these things are on the counter. Are those for bombs? I'm not going to say anything.
Remember when Tom was like, no.
Hugo is Mr. Archuleta. I was thinking Huel. Sorry. Yeah. My bad.
Oh.
Yeah, I was thinking Huel. Now he's
Yeah,
Hugo Archuleta is the same person. Gotcha.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's. She dropped the orange.
Immoral.
Fudge her, man.
Fudge her and her fudging oranges.
Gomez.
Go me. So
it was immoral what he did because him and Hank. It was like the whole trope of good cops have to do bad things to get the bad guys, and that's not necessarily true.
He didn't put up a fight when Hank made the comment about letting Jesse die. I mean, the camera cut out. In his defense, maybe he did, but
I think he got the side eye. I think Gomi gave him the side eye.
I think Gomi really looked up to Hank too.
What's up, Dave? Spoiler guy.
Spoiler guy. I think I think Gomi really looked up to Hank, and that they were good partners. But I think Gomi also felt like in their relationship, then like Hank was the superior one, and especially he was very very let down when Hank decided that he was going to take another post because he thought, man, we're bros, we're besties. But then when Hank came back, it was like, nothing happened. So I don't know.
Well, and then Gomi immediately went to El Paso. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I still can't believe they got they gave us an off-screen death of Gomi. Like,
Oh
Yeah,
What
they
did he
didn't
even
even give him right.
I'm still mad about that. Like,
I think Gomi might be the closest to an immoral or non to the goodest of the most characters, like the main characters. I don't know, like
the last comment brought up a good point. He lied and
goodest.
covered for Hank when they had the bar fight scene.
Oh, that's true.
that's true as well.
Real quick, Dave. Yes, we're watching El Camino this weekend, so that video
No,
should
Tom
come out.
just spoiled it all for us, so we
I know.
don't need to watch
And
it.
a
He
spoiler
told us
guy.
the
You
You
entire
missed the
plot
first
line.
hour. The whole first hour was just him reading
You
the
got
cliff
here late.
notes of El,
He
of
read
El
us the
Chameleon.
We
So
already know.
we're watching it this weekend, and then it should release next Friday, which is what, the 30th? I don't even know. Yeah, the 30th. It'll come out on the 30th.
Was there what? Was there a
there's
big
another
player, a
question.
big player whose performance really stood out to you?
What's a bit player?
I don't know what a bit player is.
T is right next to G on the keyboard, so a big player maybe.
No, I think it's a term that we don't know because we're boomers.
You're not a boomer.
I'm not a boomer, right? I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's true.
I mean, you look
Well,
40 at the moment, but
Does he mean like side, like the really side characters? Because for me, it would be Splooge or whatever his name was, Spooge and
Pooch.
and what's her name? I forget her name.
Whatever. The crazy lady who smashes the ATM.
Yeah, that was the
Spooge's
first
face.
scene in the series where I was like, oh, like where. I mean, I knew something was gonna happen with the ATM. They had Spooge or whatever his name was,
I ain't no skank.
like his head underneath there precariously for a while. So like I knew something was gonna happen, but the way that it happened was hilarious.
Jerry Burns is Jesse's group leader in rehab. What about that guy? He seemed a little.
Her name is Skank.
Yeah, that's right. She was listed in the. Wasn't she listed in the credits as Skank?
Oh,
Oh
that's
my god, are you serious? That's so demeaning. God,
I think-
that's terrible.
was she?
I hope so. That's not demeaning. It's funny. She's,
That was the only name we knew her by.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Maybe
Oh,
that's funny.
Spooge's lady is what Breaking Bad
Spooge's
wiki
lady.
fandom says.
You
But I wanna
should have
say-
been
I'll
on
go
the
back.
Breaking Bad credits team because listing her as Skank would have been hilarious.
The male lady that talks to Jesse on the porch
Or
wait,
when
guys,
he's getting ready to go in with the
Yeah,
gun.
yeah.
Where's my money?
A bit player is a person with a very small acting role with few lines to speak.
okay,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Let's see. Yeah, I mean Spooge and I ain't no Skank. They're up there. Oh my god, fucking. I don't know if he's quite a bit player, but
Hey, Fudgin!
sorry,
Fudgin!
Fudgin. I don't know if it's quite a bit player, but the God, who's the comedian? There was the plumber guy, the guy
Oh,
who's
Bill
investigating
Burr?
Bill Burr.
Oh, Bill Burr.
Like
Bill Burr?
he's so entertaining. So maybe him, but I don't know. He's in multiple seasons, and he's probably is he in Better Call Saul? Just say yes. Or no.
No comment. No comment.
Okay, so
No
yes,
comment.
no. I mean, Huel's got to be in Better Call Saul.
I mean, maybe. Who knows?
I liked him.
I'm not living up to my name, okay? Not this episode.
Yeah, I can't really think of any others. Maybe you guys can go ahead and pop the ones that you think in there and jog our memories. I mean, it's been
Badger
a
and
year.
Skinny P, but I wouldn't call them bit players. They
Yeah.
were, but they were like
Yeah,
they were
were
supporting
okay.
characters that just kind of
Yeah.
popped in when something was needed. Like they had the laser pointers, you
It was
know, and then
so
they were like
good.
there for the party, and you know they were a big part of season 1, but after that they would just kind of stepped in and out. They were incredibly entertaining. I loved every single conversation that the two of them had. I could have sat there and
Good guy, Tom.
listening to them talk forever.
That's funny.
You know, there's the man in the last 2 episodes when Walt was in the mountains. I liked him too. His character was good. I
Oh,
don't know
Ed,
Vacuum
if
guy.
isn't this Ed?
if
I
we
think his
said
name's
his
Ed.
name. I don't know if I can't remember his name,
Yeah,
but yeah,
the-
the guy who
Hoover Max
yeah.
Extract Pro.
yeah, that was a cool character.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have to agree.
he actually passed away.
Oh,
Who?
that's
Yeah.
Oh, that guy. Oh,
The vacuum cleaner guy.
Yeah.
He shortly after El Camino came out, I remember because I follow Aaron Paul on formerly Twitter, and out of the blue he texted it was a great loss, and I'm like, no, he was a good actor. He was in a lot of stuff.
Ooh, that's a good
there was-
question.
There's
But
there's a
Mr.
question, yeah.
Mr. Hassan here. What do you think is the best writing genius moment of the show? To him, it's Walt's whole confession tape. What do you think is the best? Well, what he said.
If
Writing genius.
I'm gonna say something that's not very obvious. Like, of course, there's the tape. There's a lot of like obvious scenes, but when I still can't, because I still get like goosebumps from the scene when the like the what the hell, I can't talk. When the thing broke, that, what do you call it, the plate, when the plate broke in
Oh,
the
yeah.
Crazy 8 episode, and then he found that there was a missing
The
piece.
pieces, yeah.
That was an awesome scene. Like, I still have goosebumps when I remember it.
Yeah.
That was a cool episode.
Tom, best writing genius.
Me?
Yeah.
Probably my favorite scene is when they're taking Walt to the laundry and they're gonna kill him, Mike and whatever his name is, Victor.
Mm-hmm.
And Walt is like pleading, just that whole scene from then till when Jesse kills Gail. Like the whole going from pleading to off the top of his head, he convinces them to let him call Jesse, and then he says real quick, and that just the escalation. You have the emotion of Jesse having to kill Gail. You have the emotion of Walt knowing that he's, 30 feet away from getting shot in the back of the head. Just being that close to dying, and then at one phone call having the upper hand, that blew my mind. That fucking blew my mind. Like that was my favorite scene probably in the whole show.
How about you, Katie?
tough.
That's very
I do have to say the tape, because I just thought like that it just tied everything together, and like every time I tried to think of a way to get Hank out of it, I couldn't. It was just how they came up with that to put Hank in a corner, essentially. Like if that ever got out, he would have an incredibly hard time disputing any of that. So I would have to say that. But there were so many. It's not writing, it's just cinematography, really, like where they would place shadows and how they would place people. And like I found that incredibly fascinating. Just like the little one-off shots that they would do that have so much significance. But I mean, it's probably in the writing, so just how they set the scene for things, like where Gus and Walter are talking, I think at the chicken farm. They're sitting across the table from each other, and both have have a half of their face shadowed, and how that was foreshadowing to what would happen to Gus, but also how they were both being kind of like half honest with each other, but like still deceiving each other. So the shadows and just the lighting and just how they spoke to each, it was that I really enjoyed that scene when I think of like, you know, really well, you know, conceived scenes. And there were so many of them, but that's one that hasn't been mentioned thus far that really sticks with me.
And you know it's all intentional. Like they're
Right.
so good at, like, the show is, you can just casually watch it, and then you can be like an artsy film like person and catch all of these things, and it be amazing as well. For me, the writing, well, maybe it's because I predicted it. There was the takeover of the car wash. In season,
Yeah, you did. You called that so
in
early.
season 1, when freaking Bogdan was an absolute dick to him, and then I was like, oh, here's a way you can launder money, buy the car wash.
Yeah, it was
Like
way
that
early.
was really, really good writing, because that was like season 1, and then season 4 is when they get the car wash. Maybe end of season 3. I don't know, but
I don't remember.
like that was good writing. And I again, I know that they, like, you know, I don't know if this is the same way for every season. I know in season 5 that they started the season off with the gun, and then they didn't have a plan. If they started this series off and had the plan with the car wash all the way to the end, that's incredible writing. But it's also, if not, you know, they're really good at, like, I can't imagine like their meetings, you know, like the writers and everything, like meeting around a freaking huge table and just like trying to hash out all of these ideas to kind of mix everything together. It would have been really fun to be a fly on the wall. The Fly episode. That's a good episode, by the way. A lot of people hate it, but it would have been good to be a fly on the wall, in their brainstorming.
Blue?
But yeah, the car wash.
What?
Did you already
He
answer?
already said he was first.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah.
One thing that they
Yeah,
did
the
early
plate.
on that they kind of stopped doing, I think they did it once, maybe in season 4 or early season 5, were like the little like lectures. Like I missed that, like that where Walt would be explaining something chemistry related that like tied into, and I remember in like the first season hoping that would be like a consistent thing. I understand how it probably wouldn't have worked completely in the plot line, but I always enjoyed when those scenes popped up.
Yeah.
BCS is good for cinematography, dude. I cannot wait. I'm so
Yeah,
excited
It
for
is
Better Call
so
Saul,
good.
especially after
They-
seeing that Reddit post today, and like, I can't wait. Apparently, it's like a really, really, really good show. So
it's amazing.
I'm really looking forward to watching that.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the same writers? Is it Vince Gilligan who wrote it?
I think
Same
it's
team?
the same team, everything. Yeah, it's I think it's everybody the same. Dude, it's such a good show. The more I think about it, like the more I've watched Better Call Saul, the more, I mean, I've only seen it like 2 or 3 times now, but that
Only
last
two
time
or three times?
well, I mean, I've seen Breaking Bad a lot. Like that was our background TV plan for like years. But anyways, Better Call Saul, the more I watch it, the more I'm like, good God, this is like genius writing. It's definitely a different burn than Breaking Bad, but you guys are gonna love it. I'm so excited for you.
Yeah, everything I've heard about it just makes me more and more excited to see it.
Cool. What were our favorite songs in the show? Wow, there was a lot of good ones. I liked
Baby
when
so
Blue.
bad.
I mean, I liked that song
Baby
before.
Blue at the end.
I'm so bad with the songs. I can't remember.
Crystal Blue Persuasion, when they're doing the montage of them cooking.
Yeah.
That was pretty. I don't know the name of that song. That maybe it is.
I love the
Crystal
Spanish
Persuasion, but it
songs.
was pretty good.
The song that Gail was
Yeah.
cooking.
Oh
to.
yeah, yeah.
That was a good
Nice.
song too. I liked that.
There's another good question that says, for a show to run for 5 seasons, I think it's amazing that I can only think of 2 scenes that felt like slight misstep and only minor ones. Are there any parts you felt that fell short? We know Kevin's answer.
The plane.
And we know Tom's because he said what
Yeah,
What
Hank
Hank
said.
said.
Hanks.
Yeah,
It was Hanks.
I'll die on that hill.
It was Hank's thing. I feel like it was Gomi's off-screen death. I don't know if I can say that's a thing that fell short, but like, come on.
Yeah,
He
that,
didn't
that is
deserve
kind
that.
of rough. I feel like it's just like
Yeah.
the next episode, he's just dead on the ground. I agree with that.
I didn't want Lydia to get the ricin.
I
I think we had been souping up the ricin this whole time, and I was like expecting something like really great. I mean, granted, it went to good use, but like
It went to good use.
I don't know. It's not what I had imagined. I don't know what exactly I was imagining, but it wasn't that. I don't know. I guess you could say that slightly fell short to me, but like the scene with Lydia and she looks like she's like got the flu really bad. So they did it well. It's just not what I was expecting.
think that was the only kind of like actual twist in the last episode. Everything else was like nice and smooth and closed. And like I expected Jesse to kill Todd. I expected Walt to kill Jack. I did not expect Lydia to get the ricin. So I was pleasantly surprised by it. And I also thought that the ricin would play a larger part, but I was not
Yeah,
not disappointed by it at all.
Yeah, it totally was used.
And,
Yeah, she was before her dealing with good guy Todd and the gang, she was an like not that much of a bad character. Like you don't want to like you I don't think that you would have been like, oh, I want her dead. But like I think she deserved the ricin, to be honest. Like, come on.
She definitely deserved it. Oh, I didn't get to answer favorite song, so I'm going to have to say my favorite song is Lydia on Todd's cell phone.
The tattooed lady, is that what it is?
Hello, Lydia.
Hello, Lydia.
Ananta? Did Tom explain why Walt left Gretchen? So we actually had an argument in our comment section about this, and it's just, I feel like it's just implied that, so they talk about when they're sitting down in the cafe and Gretchen's like, she essentially says that they had a weekend at her parents' house and he just left. I agree with most of the people I've talked with, and that Walt went there and maybe her parents are well off. He felt a little, I don't know, insecure, and for some reason he stormed off. It doesn't really go into detail unless you can remind me of something I'm missing.
Well, that's what Gretchen said.
Yeah, but Gretchen, the way because Walt says something like, you kicked me out of the company or something, and she the look on her face is like, are you serious? Like, you left that weekend. So
you crazy asshole.
her reaction is like, you're delusional. Like, here's what really happened. And to me, knowing Walt's fragile,
Ego.
Image, ego, I guarantee you, at least I can't guarantee it, but he went to that weekend, something didn't feel right. He didn't feel like he felt smaller than maybe her family, and he stormed off and said, fudge this shit, I'm out. Oh, fudge this stuff, I'm out.
Yeah, the way it's written is that Walt left because he felt inferior, and Gretchen seemed to wonder why he did leave and then accepted it. but I see a lot of comments and a lot of just, I don't know if that's the way it is because I didn't look up anything about Breaking Bad, while we were watching it. If there's any other discussions about that, it seems to me, based upon the way it's written, is Walt made his choice. He felt inferior, and then he got really bent out of shape, pissed off, or whatever. Like, he let it fester inside him over the years, and then like when Gretchen and Elliot got together, then he made this thing up in his mind that Gretchen and Elliot were together, or something happened. Or it seems like the people who watch the show just kind of extrapolated towards that. But there's nothing that I saw in the writing or the acting that showed that Gretchen was like unfaithful,
I never saw that either.
or like left Walt and Elliot was her rebound or something like that. I think there's no base for that. So I think the reason why Walt left Gray Matter and why he left Gretchen is because of himself and his own demons, insecurities, whatever you want to call them. He made that choice. Nobody forced him out.
Inanna says that Vince Gilligan said in probably one of the extras that after the show ended, Vince basically confirmed that theory. He felt insecure about her family being rich, so he left the company and married a waitress 11 years younger than him. I mean, I haven't seen that, but the math adds up.
Is Skylar's the waitress 11 years younger than him?
Yeah.
Yeah, remember they used to do crosswords together.
That's right.
Yeah.
No, he manipulated his way into her life too.
I think Spigman has four yeses here when he said, "Is Skyler singing Happy Birthday, Mr. President?" The
Oh
cringiest
my
thing
God.
ever.
Oh
Like,
yes.
Almost
Four-
blocked that
Yeah,
out.
four yeses. Four yeses,
Yes.
So
Yes.
bad, man. So. And then you got the girl who's like, the candles are gonna melt, or whatever. It's so cringy, the whole scene, man.
I mean, it's been probably over 10 years since that scene aired. Do you think medical technology has come long enough that Todd's walking, or not Todd, that Ted's walking again?
Yeah. I mean, maybe.
So there are a lot. There are like few cringe scenes in this series. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few. That one scene though where Ted like trips over the carpet and hits his head and breaks his head. There's freaking what's his name? Bill Burr trips over the carpet. Like, their foreshadowing is so good. Like, he like clips the carpet. Somebody walks in on that scene, clips the carpet, and then Ted clips the carpet and he's paralyzed for life.
Bro, that scene is also a like, what the hell? Like a carpet, bro. Are you serious? But it did fit his character. Like,
Yeah.
No, it was
Especially
actually
when
funny.
Skylar got him the money, and then he goes and he buys that fucking car, and she's like, "What
know.
are you doing?"
Great.
And he's like, "I
What was it,
deserve
Great
it."
Aunt Burgess.
Great Aunt.
like
Or
imagine imagine Walt like choked on a, I don't know, a lettuce and died. Like, what the fuck? That was like, I didn't expect that. We first thought he was dead. Remember? We were
Everybody
like,
but Katie thought he was dead. Katie said he's
Yeah.
not dead.
Well,
We didn't
and that was
see.
because
And they never said
Saul
it.
and crew would have made a funny joke about him being dead, and they said everything but him being dead. I was like, he's alive.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes, Jared.
And then we get him seeing the pins and the brace.
Dude,
And
that was. I remember the first time I saw the camera just goes to him, and I'm like, "Oh my god!"
And he's like, "I will never tell anybody. I won't tell anybody about anything."
The dude's scared.
Just in the same way Skylar does that too, right? I won't tell anybody about everything when fucking fudging Todd comes in with in the room with Holly.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So
what time is it?
Yeah,
8:05.
yeah, I was gonna say, yeah,
one
it's
more. We'll do the one more question. Give us the biggest question you got.
Yeah, we can choose from the comments if you guys want.
make it a
It,
doozy.
it can be anything. Like you can ask us about future projects. You can give us suggestions about series.
Oh, somebody did mention if we were gonna watch Hereditary or another horror movie. That was
I
a
would
ways
like to.
up.
I
We've
love
got
horror.
it.
That was a
So
ways up.
we definitely should watch a horror movie for Halloween. We
Yeah,
should
you
watch
know my
something. When
feelings. You know-
is Halloween?
You know my feelings about horror.
You're gonna have to watch
what
anyway.
day?
Oh fuck! Halloween's
Like,
on fudge. Halloween's on a Thursday, which is the worst because we
mean-
release our videos on a Friday.
I mean, and I have classes, so
We could release it on
if we
Friday
did it 2
the
weeks
1st.
before or something.
Well, we'd have to record it and then just set the date for it to be released. I mean, we could release it on November 1st after everybody's done with Halloween. And we're like, hey, here's a little bit more.
Hey,
Ooh, I think that this should be our final question. Given what you know about Saul, do you think you'll be prejudiced for or against him when starting Better Call Saul?
Oh, that is a good question.
I feel
I
like
think
I like Saul,
yeah.
right? Like,
I feel like we're gonna have the same Walt feeling during the entire series. Like we're gonna be, he's so like evil, but he's so cool. Like, oh my god, he's so smart, but he's defending the bad guys, but he's so cool. You know, like this kind of feeling.
Yeah.
I want to say that like Saul seems like the person not to go ahead and kill somebody, but he suggested multiple times, well, we could just kill Jesse.
Yeah, I think.
So I don't know. That is
Yeah,
a
he's
tough
not
question.
gonna be. He's not gonna be the one behind the trigger, but he's gonna be the one who's telling the guy to hit the trigger. You know.
I'm gonna go in as Team Saul. I can't guarantee you I won't leave the team before the series ends. He seems, I don't know.
I don't know, because like Derek says Saul was super likable in Breaking Bad.
Breaker bad. Breaker one bad.
Breaker,
Um,
man.
He uses past tense. So
See? So I'm going to start on Team Saul.
and
Be
we,
off
I
Team
but I
Saul.
don't think we're gonna hate him. I think we're just gonna be like disappointed.
That's not how he
We're not
was. That's
angry.
how
We're
he
not gonna
was.
be angry. We're gonna be disappointed
Yeah.
in him.
We're going to love his character, but we, like, you know, in real life might not be friends.
So the thing about movies is that we can't watch movies that are like more than an hour and a half long.
Wait Until Dark is an hour and 48 minutes. As long as if we do it on like a weekend.
Yeah, it's really hard. We all work, and we're
Yeah.
just having fun with this and with you guys. So it's really hard for us to set aside more than an hour to record.
Well, we
But,
can release the
There's the
Halloween
alter
thing.
horror shorts. They're like 20 minutes long each. Some
Oh.
of them are 8 minutes.
Oh! Have you guys ever heard of? Sorry, real quick. Shudder. Do you know the app Shudder?
No.
Yeah.
SHUDDER.
Mhm.
They have an amazing series called Channel Zero. Oh my god, it's amazing. Anyways,
Ooh, I don't have Shudder. I've been
that's
considering it.
something to consider. Yes.
Oh, the other Derek
I
Moore's
know,
here.
Derek. I know.
There's
Yeah,
two
D2.
Derek Moores.
Yeah, Derek and D2.
My goodness.
12 angry
no, I
men.
know. I know Derek. No
I mean, I
spoilers.
think we just go ahead for Halloween. We do the same recording schedule. We just skip an episode of Better Call Saul and we release
Do a horror movie.
a horror movie instead.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
Blue,
Blue
almost
has a-
vomited like 3 times during Cocaine Bear. So
Yeah. If you guys get bored and want to see some stuff, go watch Cocaine Bear. We just barely broke 1,000. It's
no,
been out
but
for like a year.
stop bringing it up.
Don't watch it. It's terrible, but it's funny. I enjoyed the movie, but it's very shock value.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to tell them a something that they don't know? We actually reacted to Barbie.
Oh, we did do
We
Barbie.
did
Yeah.
not. We did not release it.
No,
Yeah, we
decided
didn't.
not
I didn't
to.
even edit it just because we weren't happy with
We
our.
got
Yeah.
bamboozled.
That's the scoop for you guys watching live only.
Yeah, you guys are. The live guys are the only ones that know that.
That's gonna be hidden deep down and
It's in
never
the vault.
shown.
It's in the vault.
I think
It's
we
in the
still
vault.
have it because like every
Yeah.
time I've gone to delete it, it's like, well, just leave Barbie just in case. But
Yeah, that's exactly this. Yeah, but I don't think we're gonna release it. So maybe if Barbie 2 comes out, we'll see.
I can go ahead and say it was fun. It was fun.
Yes, yeah, we had fun together.
We had fun together.
All right, are we ready to cut this off?
Okay, yes. Well, wait.
Well, this
How did we like?
fun.
How did you guys like Breaking Bad as a romantic comedy?
It was
oh,
fun.
that was so good.
really fun.
That was so funny.
All
Yeah, that's
three of
what-
those things that you suggested were pretty funny.
Yeah, when we
enjoyed
were in
them.
Idaho, Kevin's like, we have to watch what Derek suggested, and we did.
Yeah, we started watching Breaking Kitchen, but there was a
Lalo.
slight.
Lalo.
Yeah, they found out about Lalo,
I know Lalo's
so-
last
so-
name.
so I was like, okay, I
Yeah,
don't.
he turned that off fast.
Yeah, we shut it off, and I'm like, okay, I can't guarantee there's no spoilers. So
Have you
yes,
seen
The
The
Office
Office?
is
Of
amazing.
course. Yes.
Oh yeah.
I haven't.
What the fudge is wrong with you?
No, there are so many things that I haven't seen that
The
you guys
Office
that
is
you
so
guys have
good.
seen.
It's such a hilarious show.
way better than Europe's Office. I'm just saying.
I would agree.
Be careful. Them some
Alright.
fighting words to some people.
I'll fight for.
Wait, I want to say cool before we go. Cool. So
Nice.
that no one gets
Nice.
mad. Yeah.
All right, cool. Good night. We'll see you next
All right.
Friday. Well, I'll be back on
See you
regular
guys.
schedule. You see El Chameleon
Chameleon.
Friday morning.
Thank you so much for watching, guys.
Yeah, thanks
this
everybody
was a
for
lot of
showing
fun.
up.
Thank you guys.
Yes,
we
appreciate the
didn't
question.
expect we didn't expect
No, this is great. And
awesome. Thank you.
almost everybody was here. We had
A lot of
Dare
people.
twins,
The Dare Twins?
Sigmana, Skittles was here. And then was it Ananta who said that she was considering watching along with us?
Yeah, you should
They
definitely
were
do that.
considering watching along with us. That would be really cool if you did that. Obviously no pressure. But that would be neat.
No pressure, but you better do it.
No pressure. That would be
Yeah.
cool.
Every week except for 1 week in October, we will skip for a horror movie.
Oh, thank you guys.
Yeah.